Hello, my name is Mónica Oliveira. I'm from Portugal. I must say that I'm very happy to participate in this international conference. I would like to congratulate the organization both for the relevance of the topic in question and for provide us a moment to share artistic experience in such a delicate moment. Now I'm going to share with you my screen uh, to start talking about my work. Okay, yes. COVID-19, Art Education for the Awareness of Today's Society is the title of my work. The rapid spread of COVID-19 has brought uncertainty, insecurity, and fear to everyone around the world. There are many measures to prevent the spread of the virus that have impact in our lives, and children who are not alienated from the society in which we live have also been subject to major changes in their way of being, living, and relating to others. This conference is the result of a research project focused on the need to understand the perception of preschool children about pandemic COVID-19. For this, a project was implemented and aimed through artistic education, give children a voice. A voice of this area of learning is related to the proximity it established with the children, not only as a pedagogical tool that enables expression and communication, but also because it offered children a reading of the world, enhancing their participation more and better in today's society. We currently live in a time, as I said before, of uncertainty that condition our lives and is producing social, economic, educational, and cultural changes never seen before. This is the time when we try to survive, learning new ways of being in society, and art has assumed a main role, especially during quarantine, contributing to the well-being of all, strengthening the relationship between people, contributing to increased solidarity and resilience based on a message of peace and hope. COVID-19 highlighted the relevance of art, not only as a form of entertainment and culture, but disseminating an important social message aimed at raising awareness among the population for protection against the virus. Proof of this were the various artistic activities that were happening all over the world during the confinement. On the balconies, we heard singing and playing. On the terrace, we watched moments of theaters. On the roofs, we saw dancing, performance made by national and international artists. Being art a privileged vehicle of communication that needs interaction for those who observe it in order to complete it, it becomes essential that artistic education ensure visual literacy, a reflection on the reading of images that produces changes on the aesthetic and cultural education, allowing children to carry out their reading of the world. So art became a educational resource for integration and social awareness channel that invites reflection, experience, criticism, offering spaces of freedom and questioning to act and transform today's society. Children not being detached from the world, they were subjected to new ways of being and doing with new rules that we don't know how they are being processed by them and what consequences they have on their lives. So that's why we need to know what children think, how they are reacting, what their feelings are about the current situation, realizing how the pandemic had an impact on their lives, changing their habits, their routines, causing different reaction and feelings. Here, art education becomes a fundamental area through its different expressive forms, verbal and nonverbal. It allows the children to communicate, learn, observe, experiment, question, and build meanings about themselves. Giving children an active voice of different issues related to the current reality is leading them to be active actors in the construction of their learning. About the project, the main goal was understanding the perception of preschool children about the pandemic through artistic education. We implemented a project from the beginning of July to the end of August involving 100 children with 5 and 6 years from 10 kindergartens. I must say that in July, after a month of quarantine, the children returned to their schools, and it was important to welcome them and discuss the situation experienced. During a pandemic, many educators have been asking themselves how to talk about COVID-19 with the children. So the project was organized according to different points, namely inform, comfort, and protect children through art education as UNICEF proposes, clarify doubts and eliminate unnecessary anxieties and exaggerate concerns, elucidate them about the reality of the situation, provide experience related to art education, which would enhance the expression and communication of children, promoting the development and the learning of attitudes through the relationship and understanding of the world, putting the child with a leading role of learning, encourage them to think, to act, to have an opinion, to make choices about the current issues that involve all the world, use an effective dialogic reflexive pedagogy, promote research using digital resources. So I'm going to talk about the project. The project starts with the reading a test about the COVID. After we did a dialogue with the children about COVID-19, we made a research and we did a workshop. In the first part, we choose a challenging, reflective, and inspiring text that left some information about coronavirus, put several questions to be discussed with the children, but above all, it calls for their help in solving this pandemic situation. In the dialogue, there were several questions, comments, and suggestions made by them to help to solve this pandemic. In the research, the children use internet, smartphones, and books about the subject. The perspective of applying educational models supported by technological tools was central to meeting the needs of this present time. They also realized that alone they would not be able to resolve the situation, and the group decided to ask help from people who know more about the virus. Through the Zoom platform, we invited a doctor, a fireman, a journalist, and an artist, and children made a lot of questions. We did also practical research, like scientists. They use fundamental objects such as a magnifying glass, a stethoscope, appropriate clothes to avoid touching the virus, expected mentioned by the guests. At the workshop, they create visual narratives that gave rise to an album. Drawings, paintings, sculptures, messages about pandemic were placed on this album. And so history was made. They said that the main goal of this album was to do a document for little children learning about the virus and also for distracted adults. Here we can see some images In this image, we can see a moment of the dialogue. Here, the image is related to the research and the dialogue they had with the doctor and the fireman. In this one, we can see artistic activities on progress. Because time is short, I will present you the results of the project. Considering the analysis of visual narratives and dialogue established with the children, we achieved at three fundamental aspects: identification of the coronavirus, reaction to the pandemic, and solution to solve the pandemic. Now we will analyze each one in detail and show some works done by the children. Regarding the identification of the virus, all the children refer the physical aspect: round, very small, colorful, and has peaks. 90% of the works show the behavior of the coronavirus, showing it is an aggressive creature. People shot to call someone to help them. Even adults are afraid of him and stay at home. It is really bad and ugly. 10% of the narratives present the coronavirus violating norms, occupying the space that was used by them, like the school or the playground. We can't go to school, the virus is there, but he is not from there. I know that he likes to play, that's why he is at the playground, so I can't go and play there. And 5% of children's artistic production refer to their origin through the map and an Asian expression. The coronavirus came from China, he looks like a Chinese. Here are some examples of physical aspects, or people afraid of the virus because it is aggressive, or here the playground, coronavirus violating norms. And here we can see a map with the pets that coronavirus did. We can see houses, trees, flowers, stairs, a door, and himself. Reaction to the pandemic. Okay, 80% of children felt sad because they were unable to be with the members of their family, friends, and close people, and stopped going to school, going out on the street, and having mandatory tasks related to the health guidelines. I miss my grandmother, my uncles, my cousins. I wanted to go and play with my friends. I miss my teacher. I was unable to go to the playground. I miss my school. I had to spend more time washing my hands and couldn't play anymore. 20% of the narratives are related to the fact that they are afraid. The virus can kill people or put them in the hospital. The virus is ugly, and very dangerous. And 20% were very happy with the coronavirus, as they could spend more time with the family at home. They could explore different technological means with a view to entertainment and communication with friends, and have more freedom without having to comply with rules and routines. I was able to play more with my parents. I played with my computer. I made videos with TikTok. I slept and watched TV until late. Here, some examples. Children, that was sad because she was far away from their grandmother, the lack of going to school because the school has had a lot of coronavirus, or here in hospital, the fear, people connected to machines to be able to breathe. or the virus attacking the child. Here, the joy, they spend more time with the family at home. Solution to solve the pandemic. Okay, 90% of the narratives show the children interested in eliminating the virus. We need to trap the virus in a cage. We need to put it some cookies in their pet to catch and close him in a garbage container. Get special machines to catch the coronavirus. 80% want to help treat sick people. Invent a giant vaccine that kills the virus and at the same time save people's lives. Or 75% to protect those who are in good health. Adults have to obey the rules and wear masks, visors, and put alcohol gel on their hands. Here we can see some strategies to eliminate the virus, the cage here. Someone that invent a special machine to catch the virus. Here, the vaccine to help treat sick people. Another vaccine, or protect those who are in good health. So I'm going to finish. My PPT presentation, and to conclude this little presentation, I hope this project could inspire all of us to be authors and actors of life and hope. I hope that the perspective presented in this work will help to project the future in the present without forgetting to reflect the present so that it make it possible to act in the future. So thank you very much for your attention. See you soon.